Making a cup of tea so I can have something to drink. I did a blind dip thing, and I got Women's Energy. Of course, we need some honey. Can't drink it without anything sweet in there. There we go. Oh, it's going to be too hot. And Layla, she's around, she's awake. She's like waiting for me to go to the sitting room and sit down in the sofa. And she can't sort of understand that I'm in the kitchen at the moment. Layla! There she is, look. Come. Come. Come, miss. So yeah, every time I walk, hi! Every time I walk to the front, she's there in front of me, hoping that I would go on the sofa. So when I've got my biscuits and hi Julie, I will be sitting in the sofa doing some crochet, I am sure, because that's what she wants me to do. And what else is there to do? Bake biscuits. She's eating, can you hear it? It's going. Hey dag Gerda, alles goed daar? So yeah, I've just made myself a cup of tea. Hello, hello everyone, hello. Baking today, yeah. And I've turned the oven on. It's already on. And let me just check, because I'm very good at putting it on the wrong setting. So 180 degrees. Hi Charlotte. Hey Trentje. Hi Julie. Good morning Kay. How are you? Good morning Laurie. Yeah, I've been thinking about this all week, and I thought I just want to you know, do some baking. And I just thought, why not do it with you, because you're always asking me to show you some of my recipes as well. So okay, yeah, I've missed you during the lives as well. And yeah, it's been a week sort of, and I'm thinking, you know, but let's just do some baking, cheer ourselves up. And then I've got some biscuits for during the week. Also for Dirk to take to work tomorrow, because he likes taking that, and it's sort of easy to just, you know, they're quite sweet biscuits, so they give you some of that, you know, energy that you shouldn't have. But there we go, you know, who cares? It's a biscuit, we love it. The ladies at the Crochet Club also love these biscuits, so I thought I would put it in a thing. I'm now getting too much light here, am I? Is this better? That's better, look at that. That is much better. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this is my apron. I've had it for years. It's a Cath Kidston apron. Whenever I cook, I always wear an apron. It's funny, isn't it? It's a habit that you get into. And there's like a tissue in here and there's nothing in here. Normally there's like something in there, you know, a spoon or and thank you, Karen. And of course I always have my sort of kitchen towel there to sort of wipe anything. But yeah, that's sort of, I have plenty more of aprons. I have a green spotted one, I have another flowery one, I have a half one as well, but I like this one, I always wear this one. Oh, you'll have to take a bit off the end, Julie. No, not necessarily. There is not necessarily a crochet hook in there. It's okay. And sometimes I just pick them all up and put them in the washing, wash them all together, and then I know that they're all clean. But sometimes there are stains on there, and then I didn't notice it. I hang it back up, and then the next time you wear it, you think, what is that? But it's all good fun. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Virtual dinner party. Wow, we'll have to check your channel out. Okay, so we better get started because of course these biscuits are going to have to bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. So then at least we can have a little chat when they're in, okay? Now before we get started, I have already posted the actual recipe and the ingredients on my blog. So go to the Ophelia Talks WordPress.com blog, Ophelia Talks Crochet.wordpress.com blog. It's there. If you're watching this after the live, I will put a link in the description box below, so you'll be able to just click on that link for that post. But of course I can't do that now because, you know, I haven't been able to, because of course I am live. There's another thing as well. There's the ones that we're making today are vegan, because I'm using this butter. I've started using this for baking because it's just a little bit lighter, I find, but also one of my crochet ladies is not allowed anything dairy, so this is a good alternative. But you can use just normal butter if that's what you can have. And there are nuts in this as well. Okay, so there's nuts in this recipe. If you obviously, you know, if you have a nut allergy, if you have to look out for that, you can just put seeds in. You can put raisins and things like that. But yeah, you can just replace the nuts. You can also not do the nuts, but I do like having the nuts. So what do we need for this recipe? First of all, a whole thing of butter. That's 250 grams of butter. I took this out of the fridge but not early enough, so it doesn't matter because it has to be melted anyway, and I just put it in the microwave, to be honest. So I've got that in there. Then we have this brown sugar. Now this is Demerara sugar, so it's that coffee sugar that they use in the UK. So generally when you go to a coffee shop, you'll have white sugar and then the Demerara sugar. And yeah, so this is the Demerara sugar, 200 grams. Now my original recipe did state 250 grams, but I always go lower with the sugar, so I'm doing that now automatically. So 200 grams of, thank you Alicia, of Demerara sugar, so that's sort of light brown see-through sugar, I call it. And then golden syrup. Now in my Easter basket video, I used one of these tins to crochet a basket around so I could put plants in it. This is the original packaging of my of the golden syrup. Now this is the modern packaging. We got this from a food order recently. So this one of course is much easier to squirt out. This one, as you can see, it has one of those tin lids, so you have to sort of lift it off, then try and get it out. So today I thought I would just have this one here because I just, you know, I didn't want to be messing around with this. I also warm this up on my cooker. I just put it on and warm it up, so it's difficult to handle anyway. So you have to be really careful not to get your, you know, not to burn my hands. So there we are, 150 grams of golden syrup. Now I haven't measured this out because again it's sticky. It will get, you know, it will stick to the bowl as well. So hi Babs. So I'm just going to do the math. Bear with me, okay? So this whole thing weighs, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. 790 grams. Now we need 150 grams. So in the end, this should weigh 640 grams, right? Okay. I have taken the thing out. So we're putting, oh, this is much runnier. We're putting all that 700 grams. So there's 90 grams in there. I need another 60 grams. That's 40 grams. Okay. 650, so another 10 grams. Okay. That's too much now, but never mind. Okay, so in here I now have my butter, my demerara sugar and my golden syrup. And I am going to put this in the microwave for about a minute. Okay. Now you can also, it doesn't matter that it's too much high, you can also just heat it in a pot on your stove. Then when it's melted, you then transfer it to your mixing bowl, because you can't keep it in the hot bowl from warming it up. But the way I do it, you know, save yourself a pot of washing up. Just I put it in my mixing bowl, put it in my microwave and hope for the best. Okay, that's 30 seconds. Let me show you. And nothing much has happened, but I do feel that the butter is warm underneath here. So I will just put it back. So another 30 seconds. Now the thing is, sugar, you know, thank you Pat, sugar in the microwave is, you need to be careful with that, okay? So that's why it's good to have the butter already in there. Oh yeah, anything to save on washing up, Julie. Anything. See, this scales, normally I just put this on top and I weigh everything out on there, which I did earlier obviously, but now, yeah, I've had to put it in little bowls so it's easier for the live. But normally I just, you know, make sure it's straight in here. So then we grab a wooden spoon without see, look, it's still not completely melted, so we're gonna go in again. I always do it really carefully. Like I said, when you have sugar like that golden syrup, when you have that in your microwave, you know, you've got to be careful. So that's why, you know, best to do it 30 seconds at a time and check each time. Do you think it's 30 seconds? Let's have a sip. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's nice to bake. Oh, that's another 20 seconds, and that's getting there. Look, I bake for my crochet ladies, you see. So yeah, look, this is all melting really nicely now. And the reason why we put the sugar in as well is so that it would melt into the butter and the golden syrup. There we go. Yes, it would be lovely. Oh, so who's doing the virtual dinner party? Scott, is that you? Is that a channel on YouTube? Oh, banana cheesecake. Ah, Julie, yeah, I know. This is it. I bake for the yes, so I know that in the US you use a lot of oh, we'll have to check it out. We use a lot of cup measures. See these? But of course, yes, it all depends on the recipe that you're using. And I bought these because obviously I had so many cooking at one point, you know, I was baking and cooking a lot. And a lot of my recipes had the measurements in there. And I thought, well, I can't just convert it. Converting is not the same. So then came to the UK for a visit or something, and I was living in Belgium at the time, and I managed to buy this set from Marks and Spencer's, and I've got several sets. I mean, this is not the only one. I've got a metal one, I've got a blue one, I've got loads of them. And so it does help to have those, you know, if you have a recipe in grams, measure it out. If you have a recipe in cups, use the cups. Converting is not the same. Certainly not when you're baking cakes. That's what I found anyway. So it is good, just like with crochet. It is good to actually, I'm talking and I'm stirring, okay? It needs to cool down a bit. Just like with crochet, it's good that you can actually do both. So we use, well, I'm used to using the US terminology on the channel, but you know, I use the UK terminology as well when I'm doing my own projects. So yeah, it is always good to be able to use both, and so same with cooking, you know, make sure. Oh, scones, yes, scones, I love scones. I have a very good recipe, very, very interesting recipe. Yeah, scones, I have a really good recipe for that. I make them myself as well, and whenever Anja comes to visit, do you remember Anja? The day she arrives, I have to make her scones. We all sit down. I sort of time it so that by the time she gets here, they are ready, and I've got the cream and everything. So yes. Oh yeah. Don't give me any more ideas. Right. So I have been stirring this for a little while. The sugar is starting to melt. The butter doesn't really sort of go under the sugar, but that's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. And it's cooled down a little bit, okay? You can't do it sort of hot, but having put it in the microwave, it hasn't been in there for long, so it's okay. So now we are going to add to our mixture, we're going to add self-raising flour, 200 substitute. No, there is no honey in here. This is golden syrup. Can you see that? Ooh, hot scones out of the oven are just the best, aren't they? So yeah, this is golden syrup, it's not honey. So I'm now going to put my flour in my bowl here. There we go. And on top of that, I am going to put, I think you could use honey. That's the thing. Golden syrup has a very, very specific taste. I can't describe it. It's sugar, right? It's refined sugar syrup, but it tastes, there is a taste to it. And it's not the same as honey. So I think you could replace it, but the taste is going to be different. Okay, it is going to sound different, taste different. Right, so we need some salt, just a pinch of salt. And there, this is pink Himalayan salt that I ground down. And then here we have bicarb of soda, so to help them pop up a bit, and we need 1.5 teaspoons for that. So I have one of these, sort of, this is a tablespoon, this is a teaspoon. Yes, that's right, Charlotte, that's exactly right. It has something to do with molasses and, right, so 1.5 of this, a bit more, yeah, a half, there we go. So again, I'm going to be stirring this in. I'm trying not to pour this onto the table. Oh my goodness. So, oh, there you can see it. Well, I thought if if I do this now, then you've got time to make some things for this evening. Oh, dearie me. Okay, so this is what we've got now, this sort of brown mess. And now I have 250 grams of rolled oats, so they're just sort of porridge oats. I buy them in bags, I use them for granola and for, of course, porridge, but this also goes into here. There we go. And we mix again. Right, so there we are, that's where we're at the moment. So then, it says in the recipe 150 grams of chopped mixed nuts. And, you know, before I used to sort of get loads of nuts and chop them and whatever. But now, I find these chopped mixed nuts, 200 grams in a bag. I buy it, snip it open and put it all in. Okay, it's 50 grams too much, but who cares? There's no point in keeping the leftovers. What are we going to do with that? Yeah. Right? So just, you know, the whole thing goes in. It can take it. It doesn't matter. It's fine. And then we just mix it really well. So you sort of mix it until, as you can see, I've got some dry ingredients there still. And then here I've got the wet ingredients. So you mix it until everything is incorporated and wet. Ooh. Indeed, indeed. I just, you know, very often, I mean, I'll follow a recipe, but sometimes it just makes sense. What am I going to do with that 50 grams of nuts? Yes, okay, I'll make this recipe often enough. I could keep them, put them in a bowl or a pot, but why? You know? Might as well just put them in, and they're gorgeous in there. So, okay. So I have now, as you can see, hang on a minute. All my ingredients are incorporated. I've got some loose nuts still. No, I don't have a nuts loose. And there we go, okay? See, that's it. Now, the next thing we're going to do, I have one of these. And this is a baking stone. So the coloring, it's weathered. I've had it for many years, and you can put like pizza on top, or you can put your jacket potatoes on there, and I put my biscuits on there. And this is the way it goes. You're not supposed to clean it. You're supposed to just wipe it and keep it greasy. So break the biscuits, Michelle. You break the biscuits and the calories seep out. Yeah, so it's a pizza stone, to be honest. But I bought, there was two I could buy, a round one and a square one, but I bought the square one because I thought, well, on the square, the rectangular one, I can put biscuits as well as pizza, and on the other one it would be more difficult to put the biscuits on because of the shape, right? So I've been using this for, well, I think I got it when Rachel was born, and that's 20 years ago. I've used it all, I've been careful with it, you know, I've used it all the time. So yeah, they crisp the bottom. The only thing with these biscuit here is that, yes, Karen, indeed. The only thing with this is that it stays warm longer. So you need to be able to take your biscuits off well, after, you know, you sort of, with these biscuits, they have to cool down before you can take them off. So don't over bake them on this. No, this is, it's stone. It's called a stone. Stoneware. Actually, I got this from the Pampered Chef. The Pampered Chef Family Heritage Stoneware Classics Collection. It was one of those party things at home, you know, sort of a long time ago. I've got quite a few things from that, but yeah, this stone, I've had it for a long time. I never, sort of soap never touches it. I only just hot water and I wipe it down and that's it. So right, so let's see if I can show you how I do my biscuit shaping. You take 2 spoons. Oh, let me just clear this away here. Right, there we go. So we've got our, and you take 2 spoons like this, and I make a little ball like so, and then I put it on and I press it down. Let me just show you that closer up. I feel like I'm doing a tutorial now. Okay, so I take some of this dough like this, and then I start shaping it. Some will fall off. Oh, no, some will fall off. And then I sort of shape it into the spoons. You can't see, can you? There we go. See? Whoop. And then I put it down and I press it. And that's it. And that will, it's going to take a long time for me to do these. And by doing it like that, they sort of always seem, I know, there's special things. My mum uses an ice cream scooper, but I don't have a proper ice cream scooper for some reason. So I just keep doing this and it works. It's fine. Rustic. I don't mind. See? There we go. And I just give it a, and sometimes I will even weigh these little balls. Julie, when you're baking biscuits, don't walk away from them. No, don't worry, Karen, don't worry. I like doing this. We don't have enough ice cream to be able to, you know, you have no idea how much kitchen stuff. Well, Karen, you do. You know how much kitchen stuff I've got. I've got a cabinet here, right, in front of me. It's behind you guys, you can't see it. And there's like 4 cardboard boxes and 1, 2, 3 big Tupperware, big Curver boxes full of stuff. I've got stuff in there. Look, all these kitchen utensils. I've got plenty. Don't worry. Hi, Kathy. Oh, you know, let's just keep things simple. And anyway, I'm having a big sort out soon, because some of you might remember this kitchen is not going to be here for much longer. Well, everything's sort of, you know, stalled at the moment, but we are still working on our planning permission, and so we should get it really soon, because we've had to do an amendment, but that was fine. Yeah, that generally happens, Julie. They eat them quicker than you can make them. And so yeah, there will be a new kitchen soon, a bigger kitchen. Yay! Okay. one more, and then we'll have to, I know, I was going to do a bit of that, decluttering, but I haven't had time, so there we go. So, now, okay, who is going to time these for me? 10 minutes. Who's going to put a timer on for me and tell me when I should take them out? Okay, 10 minutes from now, please, someone. There we go, and they're in. They are in. So now I've got my second tray, which basically is just a you know, sort of a Swiss rolling tin, a Swiss tin, I think. I use this for baking biscuits as well, but I always put baking paper on, okay, just to make sure that it doesn't stick, because obviously it reacts differently to the stone. Yeah, the stone also saves you on a lot of baking paper, because of course you don't need any for that. There we go. And then I do the same thing here. Of course, my baking paper is not behaving. It's like parchment paper, yes. Hang on, I'll show you what it is after I tell it to stop curling up. Can you read this? Non-stick, grease-proof and baking paper. I buy it from Tesco's. Trish, the recipe is on the blog. You can go and check to see it there. I will put a link to it. Because obviously I can't do that now, but after the live it will be there. Okay, when I put the link up and I've eaten all the biscuits. Before I start eating, I should put the link up. There we go. I'm trying to do this a little bit quicker now, because of course we'll have 2 batches going in the oven. I'll press them down in a moment. Yeah, replacing the golden syrup by honey will make the taste different. So if you do come across the golden syrup, it's always worth getting some. It does, you know, it's one of those things that you can stay in your cupboard for a very long time, so it doesn't sort of go off. There we go. Trying to do this at speed now, but yeah, when I do this for the crochet club, I always weigh my little balls so that they're the same, so that the biscuits are the same size, so they don't fight over them. Oh, honestly, these ladies. Right. Okay, press that down, that one. And also make sure you leave a little bit of space, because they will get a little bit sort of wider, and I need more space here, so I'm going to, if they do go into each other, you'll just have to cut them. I've got some space left, so hopefully this will, oh, there we go. So put these here, move this across. Oh dear, what is she like, eh? Go, another couple. Anybody? How long are we? counting. Okay, good. Thank you, Scott. Whoop. And guess what? I'm going to have one more biscuit in a separate thing. It's typical, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so there we are. Oh, I forgot to push down on this one. See, these really are a little bit too close together. It should be okay. There we are. See? So now I'm going to put these in as well. So can somebody else time these, please? Ooh! Ooh! The other ones are looking good. Right, okay, so 71 people, Scott. So I'm going to need more biscuits. Of course, of course. Right, what shall I use to make another little biscuit in? What do I have? Rummaging around, I have this little, whenever I bake a cake, I always have too much. So I always have a little cake that I make because, you know, I always have too much dough. So yeah, we'll put this one in. We'll see how that goes. With one more biscuit. And that generally ends up being my sort of taster one. Oh dear. Let's just take out those last few bits and shape it in there. Put it down, press it down. We'll see what happens with this one. And that goes in, where am I going to put it? Oh dear, I'm going to have to move something about first. Let's get this thing. Ooh, the biscuits are looking good. There we go. So that is in, and that's left over. Mmm. It's gotta be done. I'm sorry. It's gotta be done. I love licking the bowl. A couple of weeks ago, I baked a chocolate peanut butter cake, and it had chocolate peanut butter icing. I used double the amounts because I was licking so much. I was trying it because obviously I'd never made it before. So in the end, I don't know whether you can see it, I've got various spatulas there, right? And every time, so I had a spatula, I was doing this, every time I took it out, I licked it. And I thought, oh my goodness, I can't use this anymore because I've licked it. It's for the crochet ladies. So I licked the rest of the spatula, put it away, took another one. Same thing happened. I ended up having used all the spatulas for making this cake. I had, yeah, that was quite a crochet cooking session. Right, okay, let's have a look and see, because I've seen that somebody says 3 minutes, 2 minutes, yes. I think that looks good. Let me just show you. Can I show you? Are you attached to anything? No, you're not. Okay. Hey, Anna-Marie. Look how wide they've gotten. See, they're touching each other. Generally what I have to do is I sort of put the knife in between and I sort of jiggle it about. But look at that. They're getting quite that sort of lovely golden colour. So that's what you need. Don't, Julie, stay with your biscuits when you bake them, okay? Now, the thing with these biscuits is, on the stone, you don't let them bake the complete amount because the stone will keep them warm. So, you know, I sort of bake them until I think they're just under, then I take them out and the stone will continue. The oven is a fan oven. Yeah, are we there? Okay, I will, Karen, I will. If I don't forget. Okay, so let's see if we can take them out. So this is that one for a minute there. This one comes out. Yeah, taking the stone out is quite a thing. Okay, so there we are. What I then do tend to do is I put these ones up higher. There we are. Okay, and now put the other one in again. Put the mini one in. The mini one. Okay, right. There we go. So, let's have a look. Sorry, I didn't see that question that Scott asked. So the thing now with these biscuits is you must not touch them. I will touch one and show you why, okay? The reason why I say not to touch them is because you sort of want to try and get them off, but you they will fall apart if you do, right? So look, can you see it? Look, see, it just falls apart. So what I tend to do is walk away. Just walk away from them, because I know you want to eat them and I know they smell gorgeous, but you just don't want to touch them until they are cold. So I'm just going to leave that there. The hot stone is on my ceramic fire, so that's fine, on my ceramic cooker, so it can stay there. But the reason why I didn't sort of overcook these ones is because of course the stone is warm and it's going to keep the biscuits warm for longer than usual, than it would if you you know. Yes, we know Karen. I know Karen personally. We met, we live quite close, and we met at a craft group, and so we do meet up in real life as well. I am going to go to her tomorrow to drop something off. I know she has a gate, and I'm just going to because she gave me her blanket, the Anna Cowl blanket, and I just want to give it back to her, but I don't want to send it because of course I don't want to you know, risk it being sort of lost in the post or being stuck somewhere in. Am I still okay for the next batch? Who's counting? So I thought tomorrow, when I have to go and pick up Dirk from work, because every Sunday, as you know, I have to go and pick him up. He does some deliveries, so I have a letter that tells me that I can drive to go and get him. And so on my way, thank you for that, guys. On my way there, I am going to go and drop the blanket off to her, because I thought I've had it long enough, she wants it back. You know, I don't want to, you know, I really want her to have it back. So I'm going to go there on my way to pick Dirk up, because of course that makes sense, because it's just one journey. And I will have to take her some biscuits now. I have given her biscuits before. I always give her biscuits. When was the last time? Oh yeah, she came round for her birthday. I didn't know it was her birthday on the day that we'd arranged to meet. I thought it was the day after. But anyway, so she came out and I made, what was it that I made you? Was it these biscuits? And also I made the cherry upside down cake, didn't I? Was that the one? Yes, I think so. Yes, cherry upside down cake and these biscuits I think I made. So she took some of that home. Right, I think we are nearly there. Oh, Canada! Oh, interesting, Scott. Cherry cake. Let's have a look for the second ones. See, again, that that sort of light golden color, but can you see how they've sort of amalgamated together? They've all merged together. Let me just put this down here. Can I put this down? Yeah. So they've sort of merged a little bit together. I shall have to sort of prise them apart a little bit. And you can do that now because of course they're still soft. So don't not do that if you need to prise them apart because, yeah, otherwise you'll be cutting them. I think they might be ready. I don't like it when they're overly done, you know, like Julie always burns them. But yeah, no, the thing is, for me, the thing is I'd rather have a lightly cooked biscuit than, you know, burnt, basically. I think we're there. Yeah, and of course that little one needs 5 more minutes, does it? Well, not 5 more minutes, but yeah, extra crunchy. Yes, Julie, of course, they're extra crunchy. Right, okay. These will have to come out. Ah, dag mama. Ik ben koekjes aan het bakken. Kijk. Ja. Okay. There we go. Right, okay. Let me take you up again. Positioned right. Okay, yeah. Well, it's the smoke, yes. So I generally sort of take this and I try to make little ridges in between them so that when they do stiffen up and as they cool, they, you know, they don't stick together because otherwise you'll be and this generally turns them square. But yeah, I should have, normally I do it over 3 trays, so I have more space, but I thought, you know, sort of quickness and ease for now. So make sure that you have plenty of space in between your rounds before you put it in, because as you see, they go quite big, they expand quite a lot. Now I got this recipe from a cook at the residential school where I used to work. And we used to give the kids these biscuits and they used to love them, they really did. And so when I left, because she was really protective over her recipe, look, now I've got square biscuits here. I asked her to share the recipe and she did, so it's really nice that I've got the recipe. So this is sort of always a reminder for me from back to my first job where I was a teacher in an Elizabethan residential centre, and we used to call them Elizabethan Oat Biscuits and the kids used to love them. So there we go. So, oh, I didn't see that. Oh no, yeah, smoke alarms, don't tell me about them. I mean, they're just, right, oh, there we go, look, there's the last one. So yeah, so we always used to give the kids these biscuits, and they always loved them. And so when I was making them at home already, because yeah, you know, when she gave me the recipe, I was making them, and I just always remember making these biscuits, you know, sort of, and it for people and for the kids even, and to give away. And it's really nice to be able to share this recipe with you as well. So yeah, it was a really nice thing to sort of, as a going away present. I had the recipe. Well, I had other things, but also a recipe. These are my oven mitts. What did somebody just say? Oven mitts. These are my oven mitts because they sort of protect you as well as when you're holding the thing. So that's what I have. Again, this is something I learned to use when I was working at that residential school. The cook always had these, and I thought that what a brilliant idea, because also you can't lose your second one. You know, you've always got your two oven mitts together. And again, I wash this, you know, quite often, and well, okay, it's not that clean at the moment. Okay, so let's see if we can fish out this little one. Ta-da! Yeah, it came out, but of course, yes, it is not sticking together, but that's okay. We've got a chance to reform it before it cools down. There we go. There we are. That's a good one. Maybe I should shape them all in there. I know, I use the tea towel a lot as well, but this is much thicker than a tea towel, and it does do the job, you know, so you have to make sure that you know, you don't burn yourself. These are nice and thick. So there we go. So I've done the separation. Those need to be left. This is cooling down. Yeah, well, I can't eat them just yet. I used to, this one I got from the range in the UK because it's red, and as you can see, the accent colour for the kitchen, I didn't choose this because it was like this when we moved in, is red. So I thought it would be a good idea to have red ones. But before I had these mitts, but from Lakeland, and this is my, yeah, it's not clean. This is my sort of I don't know what you call this, a hot pad almost, and they have these. This fabric is like the heat resistant fabric or something like that, and Lakeland have this in those particular gloves as well, but of course in this. So I thought, because I hang my things on my oven, on the handle of the oven, it's nice to have it red, sort of the accent color. But then I know, Laurie, that would have been lovely, wouldn't it, for you to be here. That's why I did it, you know. That's why I did it, because you know, it makes me feel like you're all here, and I hope that, you know, I have given you a little bit of, you know, oh, she's here with me, she's cooking, I'm sitting here enjoying myself crocheting, and let Anja do the hard work. So yeah, so I had these in this material, but they sort of, you know, washing and using, you know, at one point there was a hole in them, so they weren't safe anymore. And then when I was looking to replace these, you know, it's nice, I thought it would be nice to have red ones, so that's why I got them, the red ones. But yeah, I used to love the, oh, Suzanne, it's lovely for you to be here with me. So it's nice that we have, you know, that I have this one. This I put, oh, why is it, I've got to put it in the mouthwash. This I put, like, for example, over my bread when it's rising, because it'll keep the heat in and things like that. So, you know. Oh, that's wonderful, Charlotte. I am so pleased that I can keep you company on your riverside walk. It's all about that, isn't it, at the moment? Just let's keep each other company, you know? Okay, I think, no, I know they're not okay. I know they're not. But let's see if I can. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I think it might, no. See, now it's easier for me to pick them up. I can actually, look, they are staying together now, see? But still, it needs support. So they will, you know, as they cool down, they will solidify and they will become, you know, biscuits, obviously. Can I pick this one up yet? No, this one is, I can pick it up, but it's still really bendy. I have turned the oven off, yes. Okay, and these ones here? Yeah, they're getting there. There, look, I can put it on now, see? But still, they are too soft still to be able to put them on something like this to cool down, okay? So, I've still got to walk away. Still got to walk away, but I have got one here. Mmm. 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 Just talk amongst yourselves. Nothing happening here. Mmm. Yummy. Yeah, not too sweet. Nice golden syrup taste. Right, they are delicious. Now, I keep them in a tin. Kath Kidston. I put baking paper in the bottom, and when they cooled, of course, I put them in here, and they will last, well, they won't last 10 days, but they will stay good for 10 days in the tin. Sometimes I do forget about them, and then I find them a couple of days later, and yeah, so they are really good. They are actually better a couple of days later. So they sort of need to, you know, relax, and then they're even better. So what I tend to do, so they're on there now, I wait until they're cold or colder. I make sure that they're properly cold on here, and then I will put them in the tin and close it off. And generally the tin lives sort of here, and then when we know that the tin is there, we know there's biscuits. So yeah. Yeah, they won't last 10 days here, but I have kept them for 10 days and they were still fine, okay? So there was like one left over maybe for, you know, and then you sort of forget about it, and, you know. But it's good to know that they do last. There we go. Wonderful that you're working on the cal while I'm cooking. Right, okay, so I think I have hopefully cheered up the afternoon. I hope you have got some idea for making a biscuit, and this of course was not difficult to do. All I used basically was the one mixing bowl and my spoon, and you know, normally I would not have measured it out beforehand, so you can just put the mixing bowl onto your scales and just put it all in, and that's what I normally do. So there's not much washing up with these biscuits, and the way I do it with the spoons, I thought, well, actually that's the way I always do it, but I thought it's a good way to show you, because not everybody might have you know, might have the special cookie thing or an ice cream scoop, which I don't. So that's how I do it. And yeah, I didn't put them wide enough from each other, so there should have been a little bit more space so that they don't touch each other, but then again I was able to show you how to separate them. So let me just show you this one again. Is it hot? Oh, it's okay. See, now I've got all square biscuits here. See? So but they are getting there. I can get, yeah, look, it's coming off, see? So this is a time, if you really carefully, if you want to put them on the cooling rack, then they'll cool there. And yeah, but normally if you put them a little bit further apart, you will still have your round biscuits. Oh, so I am so pleased that you decided to, you know, to join me for baking some biscuits, and hopefully I have not made you too hungry. And yeah, I'll be there to, yeah, I'll give her the square ones. Yeah. I'll be there tomorrow evening to have a little chat in the sofa as usual, and we can have a little Cal talk there. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! Yes, watch from the beginning to see the recipe. The recipe is also on the blog, so do go and have a look there. I will put a link in the description box, and there will be a live chat as well, but it takes a while, okay? It all takes a little while for YouTube to just, you know, reconvert everything, but this should be live, or there should be an afterlife really soon, okay? Bye everyone! Bye!